Hello. The Labour Party leader, Jeremy Corbyn, continues to put clear red water between Labour and Conservative policy. Today, in a speech on the subject of Brexit, after saying it would take tough negotiating, not hectoring and threats to get a good deal, Jeremy Corbyn put out the usual platitudes saying that Labour is, quote, ready to deliver a deal that gives British businesses and British society the chance to thrive in a post-Brexit world, end quote. Nothing much to take issue with there. I think most people would want to see that. He then laid out his vision of a post-Brexit UK of workers' rights and public services, contrary, he said, to the Conservative policy that, quote, puts jobs and living standards at risk and threatens to turn our country into a low-wage offshore tax haven, end quote. Now, whoever takes the country out of the clutches of the EU will be taking power back into Parliament. So whether we go down a Tory or Labour route will only last as long as that party is in power, not forever. It can all change at the drop of a general election. So all this talk about a socialist superstate is just electioneering. Unless, of course, you're preparing the ground to remain subject to a higher, more socialist-leaning court, like maybe the European Court of Justice. But the big and important difference between the Conservative and Labour Brexit stances is that Theresa May says that no deal is better than a bad deal. But Jeremy Corbyn stated today that, quote, no deal is in fact a bad deal. It is the worst of all deals, end quote. He then went on to say that falling back on World Trade Organization tariffs would be an economic disaster, something the EU would actually be desperate to avoid lest it damage their own industries. This is the real difference. The Tories claim they would walk away from the EU with no deal. Labour will not. Jeremy Corbyn also today committed to staying within the European arrest warrant structure. Now, should Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party scrape into government, it will go to the EU negotiations having unilaterally tied one hand behind its own back. And that will ensure that any deal we get will be worse than no deal, and we'll be stuck with it. What price our laws, borders and fishing grounds then? Worse still, it also allows wiggle room for Labour to form a coalition with the Liberal Democrats if it needed to, who could then impose their vision of a second referendum based on a bad deal versus remaining in the EU scenario, i.e. a full second EU in-out referendum, as a quid pro quo for supporting Labour. Just what the Remainers ordered. Now, the UK voted to leave the EU full stop. Labour is not offering a true Brexit by any stretch of the imagination. Please leave a comment below to tell people if you think that Jeremy Corbyn is the right man to lead the Brexit negotiations or not. Thank you. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.